Can everybody see the slideshow? No.
I don't think I can.
Okay. Let me do this again. All right. So welcome to our class. We're going to meet every Monday at 4:40 to 7:30. And our office hours are by appointment only. My email is right here. This slideshow will be on Google Classroom too, so you can refer back to it because it'll have some notes of how to do things. But moving right along. So participation, a third of your grade is going to be participation because half of the battle is showing up. So you get 1 point for showing up. Each class you get 2.33 points, which will give you 100% of the third. So 1 point for showing up and 1.3 points for actively participating. So asking questions, turning on your camera is really important. And just being a part of the class, because this is all, we're all here to learn from each other and have fun with each other and ask questions and just figure these things out together. So it's always more fun when people participate. All right, so Pro Tools overview. So Pro Tools is a multi-track digital and editing system. It's known as a DAW, which there are multiple DAWs out there. A lot of people use Logic, which I prefer Logic too, but Pro Tools is the industry standard and it's really important to know how to use because anytime you go into a professional studio, everybody's using Logic and it's a really useful tool. But there's also Ableton and Cubase, Logic or GarageBand, Reaper. Somebody said they use Reaper. I've never used Reaper before. But those are other DAWs, and basically they all do the same thing. So you kind of pick your favorite thing to do, and then go from there. Shireen, you use Ableton. Yes, Ableton's great, especially because you're a DJ. I think a lot of people in the DJ world prefer Ableton. So they all do the same thing. So in Pro Tools, you can record audio, you can do MIDI sequencing, you can mix, you can import videos, so you can do sound design and scoring. You can do audio editing. There's so many things, so many possibilities that you can do in Pro Tools. So and Pro Tools First is free for forever. So there's limits to it, but in this class, we won't be going beyond the limit. So you can keep Pro Tools First and just keep making music off of it, which is really great that they have that option. You can also record and manipulate audio, use your keyboard to record MIDI, and it's great for mixing. Does anybody know what mixing is? Georgie, you want to give us a rundown on mixing?
Mixing is adjusting the sounds of each track in a piece to make them sound good together by using like EQ and stuff and panning and automation.
Yeah, perfect. So mixing, when you're done recording everything, you want to make sure that all your levels are in the right place and nothing sounds too loud or too soft, and you want to balance everything out and make it sound like a complete package. So the last part of this course, we're going to be working on mixing our pieces. So we have a more professional sounding product, and that is, there are professional mixers out there. So we're just going to brush upon it, and it's something that you can refine as long as you want to. So there's also, Pro Tools is also used for post-production. So after a film is shot, what happens is it goes to a post-production house and they use Pro Tools in those companies to edit the sound, add musical scores, do sound design. Does anybody know what sound design is? No. Cam, you kind of know? No, no. So sound design is anytime you watch a show, all the sound, most of the sound is put in after the fact. So Fabio, you wanna take it away? If you're there. Oh, you're on stage. Okay. Oh, sound checking. Got it. Okay, so sound design is basically anytime you watch a film and you hear footsteps on a film, you hear a door shutting, you hear all the background noise, that's put in after the fact. That's recorded after the fact. And it's kind of a music in itself. And it's pre-recorded so you can manipulate the sounds, you can get clear sounds and add them in. So that is also done in Pro Tools. So that's post-production, which is a great field to go into if anybody's interested. So MIDI. MIDI is interesting. Does anybody know what MIDI is? MIDI recording. No? Okay, so did everybody get
I
your-
do.
Yes, give it to me.
MIDI is essentially, it's essentially like pieces of code that trigger certain notes to play.
Yes, exactly. So did everybody get a MIDI keyboard? Yes, good. I'm glad. Yay. Did Daniel, I see you have many, which is great. If you didn't get one, it's really essential that you do. There is one built into Pro Tools, but you're not going to be able to. Tammy, I know you're in the process, which is great. You can pick one. There's these recording kits that are the school has that you can rent out. If anybody, I think there's like 4 or 5 left, the last I heard. And they have like microphones, they have an interface, and they have a MIDI keyboard. And they're really useful. You don't know how to connect yours to. You don't know how to connect your MIDI keyboard to your computer, Justin? Yes. So there you have, what kind of MIDI keyboard did you get? Something like this?
I think your camera's off. But I was just using a keyboard I had in like my room. It's like a small, like, and it has like 48 keys on it. It's not like the actual like thing like from like, I don't know, the store.
Does it have a USB cord in it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So I connected it to my computer, like I plugged everything in and everything's in, but I tried playing it into like Logic itself and I couldn't, like nothing was like going in there. So I was assuming I was doing something wrong, which is why I was like, maybe somebody can help me with like how, if I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah, sometimes you have to plug it in before you open the programs. Otherwise the program doesn't recognize it. But when you put it into Pro Tools, plug it in and then it should automatically register into Pro Tools.
Okay.
So
All right.
we'll give that a try today and hopefully that'll work. And if not, we'll investigate further.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, Daniel is being very helpful. He says you need to enable it in the application sometimes. Is that in Logic?
That works for Logic, for Reaper, for all of that. Sometimes you have to actually enable the MIDI and like identify the device. I do have a question though. May I ask it?
Yes, of course.
Does this course solely focus on MIDI, or can we also like sometimes get into like live instrument recording, like plugging in a guitar into like a Scarlett?
Oh yeah, so the first 2 classes are going to be MIDI and then everything after that's audio.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. You have a Roland, will I be able to use it? This as a MIDI. As long as you have, as long as it plugs in, you have something to plug into your keyboard, a USB connection, then you should be able to use it. whatever keyboard you have. Any other questions? Yeah, okay, cool. So this is a MIDI keyboard. And if you don't have one, rent one from the school, or you can get one online. It's really important to have them though, because it will help with your music production, because even when we go into the audio recording, some of your tracks are going to be MIDI. They don't have to be, but it probably will be. So a MIDI keyboard is basically you are recording information down. So it's like you're writing down words when you use a MIDI keyboard. You're not recording the sound of the MIDI keyboard, you're recording the information. So when I press a C down on the MIDI keyboard, I'm recording the length of that note, I'm recording the pitch of that note, I'm recording the velocity, how strong I'm playing that note. You're not recording the keyboard sound. So it's like when you write down a word, you need a person to actually say the word. And you can use, many different people can use that word. So when you're making a MIDI keyboard, you play your note or scale, then you have to go in and you have to assign a piano part or a violin or a trumpet or whatever instrument you want to have play that note. So I'll just show you an example. So here is Pro Tools. Can everybody see my Pro Tools? Yes. Okay. So I have, this is my instrument track, which we're going to go in, we're going to open up Pro Tools and start this all, but just to explain what MIDI is better. So I have nothing assigned to this track. I'm just going to record my MIDI information. So I'm recording the notes. We can all see that the notes are here, but when I go to play it back, it doesn't make any sound. I'm just recording down the information. So what you have to do in Pro Tools is you have to actually assign an instrument to it. So Expand is something that you all have. So then you'll go in and you'll pick whatever instrument that you want to play that part. So I could go in and I could pick like a violin, and then I will have a sound to go along with it. So if that doesn't make a lot of information or a lot of sense right now, it will, I promise. Also on PC, I've had an issue that audio would not work on Pro Tools until I downloaded ACO for All. Did anybody else have that issue? Any other Pro Tools user? No. All right. Well, if you do, then thanks for figuring that out, Camille. All right. So moving right along. So MIDI. So plugins. So once I recorded my MIDI information in, then I add what's called a virtual instrument or a plugin. And a virtual instrument is something that you attach to the MIDI information. There are free ones that come with plugin or that come with Pro Tools, but there's also ones that you can buy that you basically invest in. So you're buying well-recorded, pre-recorded instruments. Has anybody dabbled in plugins before? Can. What have you used?
Actually, I actually used FL Studio quite some time ago.
Mhm.
I got Contact for it, which like had like a lot high quality instruments, like
Yeah.
some samples, like etc.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. If you mean like the installation process, it was pretty tedious and they are expensive.
Yeah,
But, they're pretty worth it for the price though.
they are. Because if you were to hire an instrumentalist like Christian, I'm sure you would charge a pretty penny to play the flute in a recording studio. So you can budget by investing in some high quality virtual instruments. And how they actually make them is they go into a studio and they heavily mic whatever instrument you're playing. So if Christian was in the studio, they would mic his flute, and then they would get him to play every single note on the flute at every single velocity on the flute. And then they would have him play all the trills, all the different ways that you can play a flute. And then you would attach each note to the MIDI keyboard. So it's a very tedious process, but the more they spend making the virtual instrument, the better it sounds and turns out. So that's why they cost so much. All right. So if anybody didn't get Pro Tools first yet, in the slide, there's the link to download it along with the tutorial on YouTube. I saw some people having some technical issues still. Daniel says has slight issue. Earlier, my Zoom audio quit on me. I'll try it again, but I might have to, yeah. And Pro Tools does crash a lot, which is, oh good, Jordy, great. Yeah, Logic is a lot more dependable. I have a lot less crashes with it, but Pro Tools it's a powerful tool. That's why it crashes, I guess. I don't know. All right. Who's still with me? Is everybody overwhelmed? Am I making any sense? No? Okay. So let's go to Pro Tools. So everybody, I want you to launch Pro Tools right now. Make sure your MIDI devices, your audio interfaces, if you're using a hard drive, which I don't think anybody would be right now, basically make sure your MIDI is plugged in before you launch Pro Tools. And it's this little icon for anybody who is searching for it. And just give me a thumbs up when you all have it launched. Great, I got one of you with me. Who else? Everybody get to this stage where they have this dashboard window opened. Yes, Cam, we're going to be creating a new project. So once everybody's here, I'll go through break down this window for you. Is everybody at the dashboard stage? Yes, yes. Everybody else? Aiden, you are? Okay. So over here we have create. This is when you're creating a new project. Recent, this is a quick access to anything that you created recently. And those are the two main ones that you're going to want to use. Naming is really important. The school has a protocol that they want you to follow when naming things. And it's also just good to have your own protocol so that when you start making different versions of everything, it gets really confusing what your latest version is. So you want to make sure that you know that where to pick up where you left off. So they want you to do the name of your project. So I'll do first project. I can spell project. Then underscore date. So what's today? 1/30/23. And then your initials, FS. And then if you make a additional project, you're going to do version 1 or version 2 or version 3 or whatever. So I have version 1 right now. So that's going to be the name of my project. That's what you're going to name all your projects for this class. Then you want to do on local storage. When I opened it, my audio gave out. I'll have to leave and come back. Okay. So you want to do local storage. Then down here, you have an option to create a template, or you can open a template. And templates are really useful because they have everything preloaded in. They have all the tracks that you need. So if you're creating a blues song, you can go use a blues template and it will have, you know, what it recommends to use in the blues. Or you can create your own template. So you can create an orchestration template where you have all your orchestra all your orchestra instruments already loaded. So it's quick access and you can go right to it rather than reloading every time you open up. Hi, Divya. I think I said, I'm not sure if I said that right. This looks really primitive. Yes, your Pro Tools should look really primitive because you have to start adding tracks in order for it to look a little less primitive and a little more full, but we'll get there. But Cam, that is exactly how your Pro Tools should look right now. So if you want to create a template, say I'm doing an orchestra, if I'm doing an album and it's going to be all the same instruments, I'm going to create a template where every song I'm using that same template. So I don't have to recreate the tracks, reload the effects, reload the instruments. I just have it all ready to go, ready to write. But right now, I'm just gonna create my first project. Then the file type, we're gonna do a WAV. And then the school has us do 44:1 and then 24-bit. The higher you go up, the higher quality the sound will produce, but it also uses more memory. So we're gonna stay at 44:1 and 24-bit in a future lecture. Yes.
The 44-bit, is that like standard or like average, or is that like?
So for a CD, it's 44:1 16-bit. For film and TV, it's 48 kilohertz and 24-bit. But if you're in that realm, anywhere around that, that's you're good. You don't want to go up to 96 because that's going to make your computer move pretty slowly. So,
okay.
Yes. Any other questions? Somebody raised their hand. Daniel raised their hand.
Yeah, sorry, that was me.
Yes. No problem.
Do we have to use 44 if our computers are able to handle 48 or 96? Are we able to use them or not? We shouldn't.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, great.
I mean, in future classes, they might want you to do the 44:1 24-bit, but it doesn't really matter to me.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. I/O settings, this will be last used. You can change it. You can do a stereo mix, but just for now, do last use. Interleaved, you want to have this box checked. If you don't have this box checked, when you export your audio file, it will export into a left stereo and a right stereo. So you'll have two audio files rather than one. So if you check interleave, it will bounce as a stereo mix versus a mono and a mono. And then this is a very important part. You want to know where you're saving your projects to. So create an RSF folder on your desktop, or just have one location where you keep all your projects and know where they are. So I'm going to go to Queens College. I pick that spring, and then we're at week 1. So I'm going to do open. And then we'll do create. And then Pro Tools will launch. One quick thing before I open up Pro Tools. This is really important, and I didn't do a good job of explaining it last semester because nobody did it. So let me go find my so there's a difference between a Pro Tools file and a Pro Tools folder. A Pro Tools folder is this. A Pro Tools file is this. When you send me your project, you have to send me the whole folder. Because if you just send me the file, I'm not going to get any of the other information in the folder. And that'll be really important when you're sending me audio files, because audio files are not saved within the Pro Tools file. They're saved within the Pro Tools folder. So make sure you send me the folder. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, good. And don't delete anything out of the folder either. It's all information that needs to be there. But when you're going back and reopening a previous Pro Tools thing that you want to work on, you're going to click on the file. Cool. All right. Is everybody at this stage? Did everybody name their project? Pick local storage, right? Pick wave, have all this. Okay, cool. Now create. Yay, we're here. And as Cam would say, at this very primitive screen. Did it come up for everybody? Okay, so right now it looks like there's, you know, a lot going on, but there's 3 windows in Pro Tools that you have to learn. And once you learn them, you don't have to ever learn them again. They'll become second nature. So I'm just going to go through everything, and we're going to go through it many times throughout the semester. So if you don't get it this time, you'll definitely get it next time. So at the top, we have our menus up here. This is called the edit window. The other main window is the mix window, but since I don't have any tracks, there's nothing there. If you can see over in this little corner, the left corner, there's quick keys that come up. So anytime that I'm triggering something to happen, it'll give you the quick keys down here that you can, again, will become second nature the more you do it. So to go between the mix and the edit window is Command equals. So here I'm in my edit window, which is where everything happens when you first start recording. I have my Pro Tools menu basically here. Sometimes you need to use the preference. We'll use that next week. Quit Pro Tools. File, create new session, import audio, export, and then save as, just like any other document that we have. In the edit, copy, paste, just like any Word document. Track. Tracks are when you're creating a new part for an instrument, that is called a track. It's like a musical line, a musical score. So to create a new track, you can go up to here, new, or you can do the quick key command, which is Command Shift N, and that will create your new track. You can also duplicate your track here. Then what we'll be using in this menu is event down to quantize. Does anybody know what quantizing something is? Daniel.
If I remember correctly, that kind of, when you record something, and specifically in MIDI, I believe, when you have notes that aren't really lining up so well to the beat, quantizing them lines them up to the nearest beat. And I know in Logic you could do it to like quarter, eighth, 32nd even, right?
Yes, that's perfect. Perfect explanation. Thank you. You guys are rock stars. Justin, you hit create and nothing opened. Is that still the case?
Yes, I'm still trying to figure out how to get it to open. I had it open before when I was playing around with it, but now
Okay.
I
Do me a favor, hit Command equal. Did a window pop up?
something is no window popped up, just a folder. Says first project one, like what I named.
Okay. Maybe at the break, let's look at it.
Okie dokie.
Okay. All right, so event quantize. Then audio suite, that's when you want to permanently add something to your audio. We're not going to do that this semester either. Then setup. This is a very important menu. Playback engine. Set up playback engine. This is if you're hearing nothing coming out of your speakers, this is where you're going to want to go. So you go set up playback engine, and if you have an interface plugged in, your interface will pop up here, and you're going to want to pick that. If you don't have an interface, your MacBook Pro speakers are what you're going to want to select, or your PC speakers, whatever is playing your music is what you want to select. So if you don't hear anything, this is probably something's wrong in this location. And then when you hit OK, it sometimes blanks out, but it'll pop right back up. Then Windows, this is how you get your windows up. Mix, edit, those are important windows, and also the transport window. Those are the three main windows we're going to use. Daniel, you raised your hand.
I'm gonna be doing this a lot. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I like
just
questions.
in my when I went to that, I have it set to Focusrite ASIO.
Mm-hmm.
Should I put it to my Windows Audio device or can I leave it to that?
No, if you got headphones plugged into your Focusrite, then leave it at that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem. So did you pick that up from the school?
No, it's mine.
Oh, it's yours. Great. Perfect. All right. So those are your drop downs and what we're going to be using up there. Then we'll go to this area. And over here, we see something called grid and slip, shuffle and spot. This is how we're gonna view our tracks. So if I create a track, I'm going to create a instrument track. And then hit OK. So see how I have lines right here? That's because I'm in grid mode. And it basically, it breaks down each measure into whatever I select. So right now I have it selected as 1/8 notes. I could select the grid to be 1/4 notes, or I could select it to be 16th notes. 1/8 notes is probably your best bet. If you're in slip mode, what it does, so if I'm recording, I'll just record a couple notes. Okay. So in grid mode, it snaps to the grid. So when I'm moving it over, when I'm moving my track over, it's snapping to the grid. If I'm in slip mode, it does not snap to the grid. You have more ability to slide it left and right, but it won't necessarily snap in time. So those are the two modes that we're going to be using. And to change it to not grid, you unclick this over here. And to change the size of your grid, you select right here. The next tools that we're going to use are these. These are called smart tools. If I have this clicked, I can use all the smart tools at one time by where I am in my track. So I have my hand when I go down here. I have my cursor, which is the selector when I go up here, and I have my trimmer tool when I go to the left or the right. So what the trimmer tool does is it shortens your track. either way. What the selector tool does is you can select within the track and delete. What the grabber tool does is you can grab and move your track around. Does that make sense? Okay. Then we have our pencil tool where we can draw in notes. For if you don't have a MIDI keyboard right now, you can draw in your notes. But that does take forever, so I wouldn't recommend it. You can also do Command K, I think. Is that the right one? Command Shift K. There's a keyboard that you can pull up. I don't know where it is. But that you can also type in your notes, but use your MIDI keyboard. Then we have over here, we have bars and beats in minutes and seconds. So if you're doing something with film, you'll be in minutes, seconds, but we're going to be in bars and beats right here. So this shows your measure where you are. Right. If I'm here, it shows I'm at measure 1, beat 2. Then we did grid over here, and then we have our record. You have to do this weird thing in Pro Tools where you record enable it, so you can listen to the instrument that you have and pulled up, and you can play the notes and actually hear them. And then in order to actually record, you have to hit the second record button and then hit play, and then you can start recording. It's a little wonky, but you have to do record, and then hit the space bar, and then you can start actually recording. Are there any questions so far? Daniel.
Just a quick thing. After plugging in the MIDI,
Mhm.
specifically on Pro Tools, because I don't know,
Mhm.
is there a way to fix the delay? The sound delay?
So if you are go up to setup and then playback engine, if you hear a big delay, your buffer size might be too high.
Okay.
So you want your buffer size to be either 128 or 256. If it's any higher, then you're going to get the delay, which is called latency. And that's really hard to be able to record to because it'll throw you all off.
Oh no.
How's everybody doing? Is silence golden? No. Okay. All right. Last thing up here, we have our one. It's in the waiting room. Okay. Last thing up here, we have our tempo, our metronome, which you can change by dragging up and down, or you can type in whatever tempo you want to be in there. You can change your meter. You can do a count off. So before you start recording, it gives you 2 bars, or you can change it to 3 bars, whatever you want of count off time before you start. So those are the main. Does everybody want to play around with this top area for about 5 minutes? And Justin, maybe you and I will look into your situation. Putting in time.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. So how about you share your screen?
Okay.
And everybody else just look at Pro Tools, get it, like, make sure you know what buttons we just went over, and let me know if you have any questions.
Allows it. Okay, I have to get my settings really quick.
Daniel, there is somewhere you can see the lecture. I'm recording it, and I'm going to put it up in the Google Classroom so you can rewatch it. And that goes for everybody when you're doing your homework assignment this week.
Okay, share.
Great.
Okay.
Launch your Pro Tools.
So like it says it's like
Yeah,
open.
so hit Command equal.
Oh, oopsie. Sorry. Command equal. Command equal.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I swear I tried that. I promise I wasn't lying.
I know, and I have to say that I redid a whole project one time because of this goddamn Command equal thing. And I was like, it's gone for forever. I'm sweating. What am I gonna do? But
Oh my gosh.
what you
Okay.
did was, here, you want to stop sharing your screen?
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
So what you did, which is a really common thing to do with anything, is you clicked this little red button here. And when you click
Oh.
that, it goes away and it looks like you quit Pro Tools, even though you didn't. And then when you go to relaunch Pro Tools, you're like, where is everything? So if you do Command equals, it will reopen the window.
Okay, got it. Makes sense now.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
And somebody said they had a question. Who was that?
Hey, so I had a question.
Yes, give it to me.
So with the Novation, we get Ableton and like it gives us full accessibility to all the features through like the keyboard itself. So does the same thing apply to Pro Tools? Can we access everything through the keyboard?
There is, hold on, let me see, keyboard, MIDI keyboard. Okay, so Shift K will get you a little MIDI keyboard. See? Here it is. And then, so your A note will be middle C, your B note or your S will be D. So when you go to record, but you only get one octave unless you do, what's this, up an octave and down an octave with Z and X. So it takes a little longer than if you had a keyboard, but there is this option if you're waiting. Tammy, if you're waiting to get a keyboard, you can do Shift K and this will pop up and you can use that in the meantime.
How do you choose an instrument?
Oh, okay. Good question. Great question. So if everybody put down your pencils. So if I opened up Pro Tools. I'm here. I got my thing going on. So I'm going to create a track, which is essentially an instrument. So I'm either going to go up to track, new, or I can do Command Shift N. And instruments, you want to pick stereo track. And then I go to instrument track. And then you can name your track. So if you, what kind of instrument you want to start with?
I don't care. We could do a cello or anything. I don't
Okay.
care.
Great choice. Okay. You can also do like 3 cellos. You can create as many as you want. You can also add tracks this way. But we'll just do 1 for now. So then I hit create. So I have my cello track. And then I go over to
Wait,
here.
when did it become a cello?
Oh, I thought you said you wanted a cello. Oh, we
Right,
haven't.
no.
Oh.
When did it turn into the cello?
Yeah, is that we're getting there. We're going to find our cello. We're going to the music store. So we have inserts here. We just named it cello. We have what's called inserts here. And I go here. Then I go down to instrument. And then you should have expand right here. Did everybody get this far? So once I hit expand, expand has a bunch of different instruments in it. And if I hit, it opens up and it's always this beneath the waves, which is a very synthy synth. And so then I go down to my strings and then I can find cello somewhere in here.
How did you get that also? After you wrote cello, like what did you press?
Okay, so let me go back and do this all again. So I'm gonna delete my track. So I just opened up Pro Tools. Then I'm gonna create a track. So I'm gonna go to Command Shift N. Is how you create a track. Does everybody have this window popped up? Okay, good. Justin, yes. Everybody else, Tammy, you at this point? Cool. You can rename your track here, or you can rename it later. I'm gonna go to, since I'm doing an instrument track, I'm gonna go to stereo. I'm gonna go to instrument track. And then if you wanna rename it here, you can, you don't have to rename it. Is everybody at this point? Did everybody pick stereo instrument? Yes. Okay, great. So I'm gonna go create. So I have my instrument track. Now it's not a cello yet. I'll name it a cello when it is a cello. So then I'm gonna go to inserts. Does everybody have this part that's called inserts? That's where you put your virtual instrument.
I don't see that.
Okay, so if you don't have this here, see this little piano over here? Click on the drop down arrow right there. And make sure that inserts is clicked.
Okay, I have inserts A through E, F through G. I have a lot of things checked.
Okay, you don't need a lot of, right now you really just need inserts. It'll take,
Okay.
it takes up a lot of your visual space if you have too much checked. So for now, just make sure your inserts is checked and maybe your track color. Everybody there? Everybody that I can't see your wonderful faces? Are you here? Okay, so Tammy, do you have inserts? Okay, cool. So then I'm going to click on, just click somewhere right here, and this will pop up. And then if you drag your mouse over to this drop-down menu, it extends, find where it says instruments. And then I'm gonna go find where it says expand, exclamation mark 2.
I only have that one and one other one.
Yeah, that's good. Those are the ones that come with Pro Tools. So everybody should have those. So we're gonna work off those. Justin, did you get this far? Okay, cool. So then you click on that and this virtual instrument set comes up. And it'll start at this bright pads beneath the waves. But what we're gonna wanna do is you can change it to any instrument that you want. You can change it to guitar, bells, strings, vocals, pianos. So this is where you're selecting whatever instrument you actually want to be on that track. So if you want a cello, it would be under strings. Not sure if I see one here. Maybe we'll pick a violin for now. So once I select that, I have it, it says solo violin. And then I can double click on instrument 1 and I can rename it violin. So now I have my violin. Is everybody with me there? Cool. And then if I hit this little red button, the record button, I should be able to hear it when I play my keyboard. And Tammy, if you do the Shift K and you have this keyboard, you should be able to hear it when you hit the A key, S, D. You hear it? Okay, cool. Great. Everybody else with me? Cam, you're nice. Daniel, you got a question or are you with me?
I got a question because I'm not exactly with you.
Okay, cool. So what's your question?
Okay, so I added instrument. I originally added MIDI instead of instrument track beforehand, and it was working for me. And now I
Yeah.
added instrument track, and I kind of lost you, and
Okay.
I can't get sound out.
Okay, cool. So let's go back to the top.
Sorry.
So that's okay. So I'm going to go to Command Shift N. Then I'm going to pick stereo and then instrument. Are you that far? Let me
Yeah,
know.
I did. I got there. I got there.
Okay,
yeah.
so you have your instrument track.
Yeah,
Then if you go to inserts, do you see where inserts is?
I don't have inserts. Yeah, that's the
Okay,
issue.
so go to this little piano over here,
Yeah.
drop down menu.
Oh, A to E.
Yeah, and click A to E,
Got it.
and that should pop up. And this is where you're going to put your virtual instruments.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go down, keep doing the drop down menus over, and then go to expand, exclamation mark 2.
Yeah, I don't have that expand. Is
You
that
don't have that
okay?
expand. What do you have?
All it says is Reaper stereo. Yeah, I think it's probably from my other other thing.
Try opening that up for now, and then we'll
Oh,
try.
it opened up my Reaper rewire. That's
Oh.
where those are the plugins I have on this computer.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a. Yeah, I'll wait to the end or like for a break or something. I won't waste too much
Okay.
time.
okay. So that would be where you would put your virtual instruments. Everybody else with me?
Hey, I had one more question.
Yes, go for it.
So I'm like up until there, but every
Mhm.
time I click on inserts, it just brings me to an FX, I think.
Okay,
Not
so
bringing me to the next step.
when you downloaded Pro Tools first, did you also download the expand?
No, I didn't.
I think you have to. Tammy, did you download expand when you downloaded? No, you just downloaded Pro Tools first and it happened? Oh, okay. Let me look into that for people that don't have expand, because it should have just popped up, I think, when you downloaded, but
Okay.
okay. Do you have, so you just have, what do you have when it pops up here?
No, that's not the problem. It's just like
Oh.
when I go into inserts, it
Uh-huh.
just gives me nothing. Like there's nothing else pops up. There's no drop down menu.
Oh, there's no drop down menu at all. Okay, let's wait until the break for you too.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, so you have your instruments. Now, if you hit record enable and then record enable here, and then the space bar, I have the count off going for 3 bars. But I'm going to turn that off by just clicking it, so I can do it immediately. And then I can record anything, record my instrument. So does everybody want to try that for those that can? Do record enable up here. And then if you hit the space bar or the play bar or the play button, and then record your instrument. Just see if you're getting sound, see if you're getting notes, recording. Jordy, you have a question.
Yeah, my Pro Tools just looks very different from yours. Like I don't have the like the toolbar at the top, and it doesn't show up with like the keyboard notes and stuff.
So
I think there's something wrong with. I don't know. I tried reopening it a couple times and
So can you share your screen?
yeah, give me a second.
Everybody else, make sure you can record notes while he's doing this.
Oh, and my pronouns are they them.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Not entirely sure. Sorry. All right, go. Okay. Wait, how do I? Oh, there's a button that says share screen. I'm just silly.
Yeah, great. Magda, you got it to work?
Zoom is not allowing me to share my screen.
Hold on.
Oh, wait, here we go. It's telling me that I have to quit out of Zoom in order to be able to share my screen.
Bummer. You want to try doing that?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry.
See you soon.
Justin, am I supposed to hear both what I played in Pro Tools and Zoom at the same time? You should be able to.
Okay, yeah, I can only I am like I can hear you,
Mhm.
but then I play it and it looks like it registered, like it sees what I like clicked, but then I just couldn't hear because like I did the violin thing like you did, and I just like couldn't hear anything. I don't know if that
Right.
was right.
Okay, so if you go to setup, sure. If you go to setup, playback engine, and then what do you have selected here?
I did not have MacBook Pro speakers, so I'm gonna click that and see
Click
if it
that.
works now.
And Tammy, do the same thing. Anybody that, if you don't hear anything, something in your playback engine probably has to be adjusted. All right, Georgie, you want to give it another try?
Yes.
Great.
Here we go. Yeah, so this is what my Pro Tools looks like.
Okay,
Can you see it?
yes, do command equal.
Oh, that is much better.
Yes, so you were on the mix window. This is the edit window. So you can
Okay,
go back and forth, but today we're going to be talking about the edit window. So anytime you see the other
Got
one, just do command equal.
got it. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Now how do I, okay, stop sharing.
Okay. Yeah.
Mine still isn't making noise.
Did you?
Yeah, I think I had the same problem as Tammy, but I tried clicking like OK after I clicked like MacBook Pro speakers, but I just like couldn't click OK. I don't.
You couldn't click OK after you clicked MacBook speakers?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if my like Pro Tools like froze or something, but I can't click the button OK.
Oh, maybe try quitting Pro Tools and relaunching. is what
Quit?
you're saying,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Oh,
mine
sorry. Which-
said that if you press that, you have to quit and it relaunches,
Oh,
and it did. But then, and now when I go to playback system or something, it shows that it's MacBook Pro speakers, but it's not. It still doesn't work.
Tammy, you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you see it? Is it working?
Oh yeah, and you got quite a cool thing going here.
Yeah, I don't know what's up.
So you have mix. Okay, so your IO looks a little weird to me.
I also don't know how to delete them.
Okay, so let's do me a favor and do command equal to get to your mix window. I'm not sure why yours is saying mix bus under the, see where it says IO?
Here.
Yeah, and then mix bus. Do yeah, do output and then yeah, output 1 and 2. Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
that. Probably.
Yeah. And then go down to output. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And what is this?
So you automated your click track. I don't know how. But you
Okay.
can, if you click on your click track, so click where it says click one. You see, so let me stop sharing your screen.
Okay. Oh,
It looks like you have a very intricate thing going there.
yeah, it's not on purpose.
Okay, so everybody's going to want to do this too, is go to track, create click track. And this will play your tempo. If you want to delete a track, you go control on a Mac and then which will right click it and then down to delete.
Hmm.
But this is irreversible. So if you don't want it, or if you're not sure if you want to delete it, don't do that. You can just mute the track. But if you do want to delete a track, you can do it that way. But you have this pencil tool selected up here. And what you want to have selected up here is these.
Mm. Oh, I'm
So Justin, did you see what happened with Tammy's track? Why she wasn't getting sound?
I saw she had like extra tracks and she had like the automation thing, but that's it.
So if you have this IO right here,
Uh-huh.
you're going to want to have your output as something. You want to share your screen too?
Sure. I just opened up Pro Tools again. So
Okay.
okay. I'm here and
Okay.
this is what I look like.
Go over.
I know you wanted me to get these three, but how do I get all three of them clicked?
Okay, see that little thing that's like a frame around those three? Up and go up. Yep. There you go.
Got it.
Yes. Okay.
Uh,
So now go to your, remember when we did the drop down menu where you selected to have inserts? Yep, right there. Now go down to IO, click that.
okay.
You have mix bus picked as well. So see where it says mix bus?
Yeah.
Then go to output, left, right. Yep, exactly. And do that for all of them.
Oh, for all of them. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
the output,
over here.
Yeah.
Okay, understood.
and that should help.
And you said to delete it, it was control.
Control and click that, and that will right click. It's like having a mouse and right clicking and then do delete. Yes.
Got it. Cool. I will stop my share.
How's everybody else doing? Daniel? You're doing good? Do you have virtual instruments? Did you figure out, or are you still just ripping?
I don't have any plugins right now, so
Okay.
I'm just gonna wait. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm patient. I'm not itching for anything, so I'm
Thank
okay.
you for your patience. How's everybody? Cam, how you doing? You're typing in the chat. Okay, cool. Camille, for me, I don't have the keyboard near the track, so some things off that I did on the file I played around with yesterday. Everything is fine, so I will wait for the break. Okay. Do you still want to wait for the break, or do you want to show your screen? Got it, Cam? Okay. Okay, cool. So wait for the break. Okay, well, let's take a little break. Why don't we come back in 20 minutes? So come back at 6:31. And anybody that has questions or feels stuck, stick around and we'll address these things.
Professor, my Pro Tools seems don't have the expand and anything. So I opened the instrument. It shows one is Sibelius and nothing. So where can I supposed to download it?
Okay, let me see if I can find that because Daniel has the same problem.
It's a troublesome one. It really
It is, it's essential that we figure this out.
It's super, super.
Yeah, so let's go Pro Tools. Okay, so Daniel and Canarynar, this is where you would, I think, download Expand. And then once you download it, then reboot Pro Tools. Actually, it looks like, hold on. Go to go up to Avid Link and then go to Marketplace. And then this window will pop up. And then find where Expand would be. I already have it, so you can probably go in and search. Oops. I don't know why it's not letting me. And Expand should be in here and it should be free. Let me know if that works out. Expand is it's a free plugin, so it has all these virtual instruments included in it, and it comes with Pro Tools, so it's a good one that we can all have in common and use. Georgie, did you go to the Marketplace and does that work?
The market shows no item can find.
When you go to the Avid Link Marketplace,
Yes. I
Oh,
searched for expand and
Yeah, same thing showed up for me.
okay, try clicking on the link that I just sent. Avid Secure. And see if that works. If you can download. Camille, how are you doing?
Okay, so for me, I have like two issues. So I'm going to
Okay.
be speaking right now to my iPad, even though I'm on my PC as well, because for some reason when I will launch Pro Tools, then it just kills the audio and also the microphone as well for whatever reason. Actually, wait, hold on. I'm going to try something because I think I might have a fix, maybe. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great.
There's a echo, but I can hear it.
Actually, yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna be speaking through the iPad, I guess, just because with the echo, that's not optimal.
No problem.
But yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna share my screen since it's gonna be easier this way.
Great.
Okay, so can you see the Pro Tools?
Yes.
Okay, so the thing that I have is I cannot see the keyboard over here, and also I did like some over here that was kind of like wrong, that it looks like it. But anyway, when I was playing like yesterday, like with a different file that had like the keyboard over here pop up, but there was like kind of like a preset. So I don't know how to enable the little keyboard thing over here to be able to hear. Stuff like that.
You don't need the keyboard over there to be able to hear. Not quite sure how to get it back, but see where it says mix bus?
This?
Yeah, I think you need to change that to output. Yes.
This?
Yep. Change that for all your tracks.
Okay, this one's not. Actually, no, it does.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess I have the piano over here.
And yep. On one audio. Oh, it looks like you created an audio track rather than an instrument track. So go back up to go to Command Shift N.
Okay.
And then do
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So this.
And then you want to create a stereo track, not a mono. Go over to the left.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. It doesn't matter really right now. And then just drag down that expand down to where it is, your new instrument track. So you can just click on the expand and drag it down.
Okay, hold on. Where is extend?
Up on your piano track.
Yep, over here.
No, go up to your piano track. You're
Hang
on.
on, because I'm being a little bit stupid right now.
That's okay. So you can just start from scratch. So on your inserts, yep, click your inserts.
Shit, where are my inserts?
So
Oh, sorry, because like early on when you were doing like going over this initial bit, that's when I had like the audio issues, so I missed like a little bit of it.
that's okay. First off, change your mix bus again on your instrument track. So to the right, go to the right.
This?
And go to the right. Yep, and down a little where it says mix bus.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, change that again. Perfect. And then if you go to the left, right there, yep, that's where you're going to put your instruments. So your inserts. So click there. Yeah, and then go down to plugin and instrument. Perfect. And then pick whatever sound you want.
I guess let's just go with piano.
Perfect. Good choice. All right, and then click record enable.
Okay,
Yep.
I can hear now. Yeah, works.
Awesome.
Okay, so that was it.
Okay, good. We're still having our expand missing. Okay. So let's see here. What do we have? Ableton is, yeah, everybody's used to their preferred DAW, but it's important that we use Pro Tools because when we're in the studio, we need to know how to use Pro Tools. So even though it seems overwhelming right now, you're gonna get it. I promise. Okay. So Georgie, I downloaded the plugins and applied the plugins to the instrument and clicked record enable, but I still can't hear anything. Okay, Georgie, can you show me your screen?
Okay.
Yes, it is a change from Reaper and Ableton. Okay. So it looks like you have the mute button clicked.
Oh, I thought that meant monitor. Okay, I
No.
still can't hear it though.
Okay. Go to your output. You have the output selected. Okay, now go up to your menus where it says setup.
Oh, got it.
Playback engine. Okay, you want to pick your click on where it says Pro Tools Aggregate IO. Okay, pick your MacBook Air speakers
Or can I choose my
or your headphones. Yeah, your
Okay.
headphones. Say yes and okay. Is it frozen?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just not letting me hit it, but that seems like it should work.
That should, if you can, quit Pro Tools and try
Yeah.
again. But so did you click on that link that I put in the chat and then we're able to
Yeah.
expand? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Daniel and somebody else. Kanirnar. There, I put a link in the chat that Georgie said worked for downloading Expand. I can re-put it in the chat for easy access. There it is again. Okay, so download Expand from there and then quit Pro Tools and reopen Pro Tools. And hopefully they'll pop up. Did you say something, Daniel?
Yes, I have a question.
Oh, I can't hear you very well.
Oh, well, I have a question for you. Is that better?
Yeah, of course.
My
That's great.
my mic was down. Is it like unholy if I'm running this on Windows?
No, the good thing about Pro Tools is that it works on Windows and Logic doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not upset at you. I promise. I'm just a little I'm a little down because, just to be totally honest, on Windows this just kind of stinks.
Yeah.
I was like highly thinking about just getting an old Mac to run this on. Do
You
think
know,
that
you
would
can
be a terrible
rent, I
idea?
think you can rent Macs from the school.
No, but I have like a plan for like long-term use. I think
Okay.
I would much rather
Because you
buy.
said you used Logic before, right?
Yeah, I used that in a pre-college program. like,
Okay.
Early
Yeah.
on. That's the only experience I had with it. But FL I used on Windows.
Okay, because Logic doesn't work on Windows. So if
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
to invest in a Mac, then you could use Logic on that too.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna kind of, if it's all right with you, I'm just gonna take the second half. I don't think I'm gonna do much, but I will like listen in and still kind of like take notes and stuff, just until I really get this running well.
Yeah, no problem at all. I appreciate your hard work. So anyways, so I'm gonna take you through how to start your homework for next week. And then we're gonna take the last half of the class and everybody's gonna get started on their homework and let me know if you have any questions or problems, and then we can work through that. So your homework for next week is you're gonna record all the major scales. Get sound out of Pro Tools Cam. My laptop stopped producing sound on Zoom in general. You can't hear me? Oh. Can other people hear me talking? Yeah. Okay. That's great. Okay, so what we're going to do is this is how you're going to do your homework. So I'll give you a step-by-step rundown on how I would approach it from square one. So I'm going to launch Pro Tools, sharing my screen. So I'm launching Pro Tools. This window will pop up. All right, then I have my dashboard. I'm going to label it appropriately. So I'm going to say first homework or whatever. Homework, RSF. And then I'm going to put my initials. And then I think it was the date. And then that's all I need to do. Then I'm going to make sure local storage is selected. Then I'm going to make sure it's a WAV file. My sample rate, the recommended one is 44.1, 24-bit. You leave your IOs as last used. If you change that, then you're might have some complications where it goes back to the mix bus for what it did for those people. And then make sure interleave is checked. Does everybody remember what interleave means?
That's like the left, right, instead of the mono.
Yeah, exactly. Nice listening. And then I'm going to make sure my location is where I want it to be saved to so I can find it. And then I'm going to hit create. So I have my lovely Pro Tools window up here. So once I have my Pro Tools window, I'm going to create 2 tracks. I'm going to create the easy one first. So I'm going to create a click track so I can play along. So I went up to track, create click track. Then I'm going to create my instrument track. So I'm going to do Command Shift N. Then I'm going to go down to instrument, make sure it's a stereo track, and then hit create. So I'm ready to get recording, but can anybody tell me what I'm missing?
Your instrument.
Exactly. Nice job. So I got to pick my instrument. So I have my inserts here. If I'm not seeing my inserts, then I'm going to go to this little keyboard up here and make sure that inserts is selected. Then I'm going to pick my instrument. Go down to expand. I'm going to pick the piano because that's my instrument. Okay. So when I hit this little record button, I should be hearing sound. I should also be seeing something coming out of that means I have sound. This green lever going up. And the harder I hit my keyboard, the higher that level will go up. So once I have, and you might want to put it on a slow tempo so that you can play along in time. I'm gonna put it down to like 80. Or 79, whatever. Okay. And then I record enable. I press the space bar. And there you have it. Then I have my one. Then I'll go over. If you want to zoom in, what you can do is, sorry, I have you guys over here. You can click this little button, AZ Focus, which allows you to use quick keys that are just one letter. So if I click on this AZ Focus, then I can use the R letter and the T letter to zoom in and out. So I have my major scale, my C major, now I have to do D. And you can either play it, so I can re-record my D major scale. And I do that for every major scale. I can also cheat. If I want to break this apart, I do Command equal, and it gives me 2 separate tracks. So you can copy this by hitting the Option button, the Alt button on Windows, and dragging it over, and it makes a copy of this. Then I can double click it to open this and select everything, select all my things, and just move them up. For some reason, it's not letting me do it. I don't know why that's not working, but okay, scratch that idea. Just play everything. All right, so does everybody want to get started? And let me know if you have any hiccups along the way. You might be able to complete this homework assignment during the class time, but Daniel, you have a question.
Yes, just a couple things for this.
Yes.
Specifically, do you just want any scale? You want multiple, like C
I
major
want-
through all of them, or?
I want every major scale.
Okay, yeah, that's doable. Now also, if we can't really figure out the instrument track, can I just do it on a MIDI track
Yeah,
for now? Okay, that works.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
no problem. Anybody else have any questions before you get started?
I
George,
do have a question.
yes, Shireen.
I don't even know what that means. Every major scale, play it. I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so do you know how to play the piano? Do you know notes on the piano?
I mean, I can't play the piano, but I played the piano. Like I could do the Pink Panther.
So play me the Pink Panther. Just record me the Pink Panther.
Well, on here with this thing,
Yeah, yeah.
well, I can't even get it to play out sound right now.
Do you have it plugged into your keyboard?
No, I'm using my this keyboard, the MIDI keyboard inside the
Okay, you want to share your screen?
okay.
Okay, so do you see where it says instruments over to the left?
Mhm.
Do you see the little record button? Hit that. Do you hear anything? Oh, you
No.
don't have an instrument attached.
No.
Okay, so let's put an instrument on there. Because right now you would just be recording MIDI information.
Right. So is this one?
Yep. And go
And-
down to instrument. Up, go to plugin.
Plug in.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. and then
which
down
one?
to expand.
Expand.
Yes.
Okay.
And then see where it says beneath the waves?
Click this one.
Click
This one?
click the word, yeah. And then
Oh.
you can pick any instrument in there.
Okay. Well, you said,
Yeah, piano's a great choice.
and then what?
And then click out of that. Perfect. And then do you hear anything when you play?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, great. So
But
then,
this, well, I need it to be a little high, or I guess lower than this for the Pink Panther. I got. Oh, here you
so
go.
do you see the Z button?
Can you hear it? Or
I
you
can
can't
hear
hear
it. Yeah. If you hit Z,
Okay. Z.
yeah, it'll go lower. It will go an octave lower.
Yeah. I got it.
Yeah.
All right. So what you want me to do?
So then click that button. Yep.
Press record.
And
press
then hit
play, right?
space bar.
It's not play.
hit the space bar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
start.
but that's too fast. I don't want the metronome.
So turn the metronome down if you go to the top right where it says tempo.
I got it.
Yeah. And then hit like 80.
Yeah. Well, can I turn the counter thing off completely?
You could, but it's good to have it on. But if you want to turn it off completely where it says click 1.
I'm not trying to play this thing on beat. I'm trying to get it done.
That sounds great.
My T didn't work.
Your what didn't work?
My T one is not working.
Hmm.
My T don't work. I don't know. But okay, all right. So can you? Well, I guess I could figure out the whole scale thing. I'll
Yeah.
figure
Cool.
how I stop sharing my screen. Up here. All right, I'll figure out the scale thing.
Great. Daniel, you have a question.
You should let Georgie go first. He was raising. his
Okay,
hand.
Georgie, you first.
Yeah, it still doesn't show up with the plugins.
Oh,
I put it in the plugins folder and I restarted it like 5 times.
oh my God.
So I'm not sure exactly what to do. Like expand, just I put it in the plugins folder and I go to plugin instrument and it still just shows the click.
Okay, I have a very annoying thing for you to try.
Okay.
Restart your whole computer.
Okay. All right.
That'll be the last, and then we'll hopefully that'll work. And if it doesn't, then we'll go back to the drawing board again. I'm sorry.
Okay, see you soon.
Okay. Daniel.
All right, now I'm cooking with gas finally, but just 2 quick things.
Mhm.
One, what did you do? What was the technique you just did to when you stretched the line you recorded to get that to come out to the next line? I just missed that little part, and I have a follow-up question right after that, really quick.
Good question. So what you need to do is, this is called AZ focus. And this little button over here that says the A and the Z on the, all the way to the right. If you click it off, you turn it off. If you click it on, then it allows you to use just certain letters on the keyboard as quick keys. So R and T will have you zoom in and zoom out.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean stretch it like that. I meant when you expanded it and it copied your.
Oh, okay. So on a
My bad.
Windows, you would hit Alt
Mhm.
and then drag it.
Oh. Oh, wow. Okay, great. Just a quick second thing. When you double clicked it, it opened up the window for you. For me, when I opened it up, it just came in on the bottom. How do you get it to pop out like it did for you?
Oh, that's a toughie. That would be under your preferences. So up in Pro Tools and then preferences. We're going to go over that next week. It would be MIDI. So go to your preferences up in Pro Tools.
I'm there, yeah. I gotcha.
Preferences, then go over to MIDI.
Yep.
And then I think down here where it says double clicking, a MIDI clip opens and then MIDI editor.
Okay, yeah, I had it to docked MIDI
Okay.
editor.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. And Tammy, I saw that you had something that you were. How can I do it without a MIDI? Oh, Shift K. Well, I can't hear you.
So can I share my screen for a second?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So I was just doing this funky thing.
Nice. That looks great.
The thing is, it sounds so bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
you're just using a pencil and it's recording it very mechanically. So if you do me a favor and mute that track, hit the M button up there. Go to the left.
Oh, okay.
And then create a whole new track. So you're not deleting what you did. So click out of this box. Yeah. and then go to Command, yeah, perfect. Oh, speed demon. Nice. Okay, and then if you hit, are you on a Mac or a Windows?
Mac.
Okay, so hit Option,
Oh, okay, yeah.
and then where it says expand under inserts, click
Okay.
that and drag it down.
Drag it down.
Okay, so see where in instrument 2, you already have expand up there.
Oh, here. Okay, yeah.
So hit Option and drag it down.
Oh, this?
Yeah, and that'll copy.
Oh, that's cool.
That copies. Yeah. Option is your best friend. So then do Shift K. Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah. So do record enable.
record.
So the little record button over on that, yeah. And then record enable up top to the right. Yep. And then
Okay.
hit the space bar.
Okay.
Okay. Now start playing ASD on your keyboard.
Oh,
Yeah, do it with your fingers.
okay, I just did it.
Yeah, and that will give you more of a musical sound than
Oh,
if you
but then I could change it up. Like I just press this X and now what? Now it's,
now it's an octave higher.
oh, an octave higher.
Yeah.
But we don't want an octave. How do we make it like a note higher? That's just one note.
You can't do that.
So then how could I do all the major keys?
Then you would have to go in, so you would have to go like stop sharing your screen for a second.
Okay.
Then you would have to use your pencil if you don't have a MIDI keyboard.
Oh, so then it doesn't help me. So I should just do what I was doing before.
Yeah, just do what you're doing and wait till you get your MIDI keyboard to like really make things musical.
Okay, and also when you say all the keys, do you mean like C, D, E, F, G, or do you mean like C, C sharp, D, D sharp?
You guys can just do C, D, E, F, G, A, B.
Okay, right. Okay.
Professor,
Yes.
really quickly, when you say all the major scales, do you want also all of like every chromatic, like all the half steps? Like
No, you guys can just do C, D, E, F, G, A, B.
That's what I just asked.
Yeah.
I do apologize, I wasn't listening. I've been doing all the chromatics.
Well, that's bonus. You get bonus for that.
All right.
It's extra credit or just like joke?
If you want, it's extra credit. Everybody's got 100 right now, so
I just have a quick question.
go for it, Justin.
So I recorded them and I finished, but I didn't. I think I forgot to like use the click track to like keep myself like on tempo, but like I kept myself like on tempo, like myself like on beat, but I didn't keep it with the click track.
That's not
Yeah.
a big deal. I mean, it's
Okay.
good to know how to do it, but for now, just make sure that
Then
you record.
my second. Oh wait, hold on. I think I just figured it out. Wait, play. Okay, I got it. I couldn't figure out how to hear the click track, but then I remembered how to do it.
Nice.
Okay.
Good
got it.
troubleshooting. Georgie, how you doing? Welcome back.
Hello. It's still not working.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Technology. I'm gonna have to do a little research. I might have to ask somebody too, because I don't know.
Okay, I might just try like deleting Pro Tools
Deleting
and
Pro Tools.
re-downloading.
Yeah, because
It would be a bummer if I did that and it still didn't work though.
it
But-
would be a big bummer. But that might be
Yeah.
the only option.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
it seems like the next logical step to me.
Yeah. Because everybody who downloaded Pro Tools first, you just had to download Pro Tools first, right? You didn't have to download any plugins. Yeah.
I'm just so confused because I used the same link as everybody else. I don't know why it would be any different for me. So I'm just gonna try downloading it again.
Yeah. I'm sorry for the pain.
It's okay.
Cam, how you doing? You throwing your hands up? Oh, you can't talk. Do you want to reboot your computer if you're not getting any sound? Okay, I got it. I'm caught up on the chat. Thank you for the update, Daniel. How about the people that I can't see your beautiful faces? Are you doing okay? Oh, he does? It's good. It's refreshing. I know. Aiden still can't download Expand. Maybe do what Georgie's doing and delete Pro Tools first and then re-download it. Yes, I am, Cam. I'm getting you. Shireen, I just want you guys to do C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. You don't have to do any ones that start with flats or sharps. Aiden, if you have other plugins you can use, totally use them. Can you say, oh, yes, so I'm gonna write in the chat what scales you should do. That's great, Aiden. Christian, how are you making out?
I think I may have figured out something.
I don't understand, like, when you mean like for the scales, do you mean like the major scales, or just like with like no accidentals? Or
Yeah, no accidental. You can if you want, but I'm basically just looking to make sure that everybody can record MIDI. So give it your best shot.
Okay.
But the major scales, I put it in the chat, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Those scales would be great.
Okay.
Georgie, you said you think you figured something out.
Sorry, I sort of interrupted before.
Okay.
On the Avid Link app, where it says like all the stuff that you can download, like where it says Pro Tools, underneath it says, like underneath Pro Tools, it says included apps and plugins. And so I clicked that and then clicked install next to expand too. So I feel like that's gonna work. And I feel like that might work for other people too.
That sounds like it. Can you share your screen and show that to everyone?
Yeah, no problem. So,
Daniel and Aiden, you want to make sure you watch
so like right under Pro Tools, it says included apps and plugins. And if you click that, it shows some things that you can install.
Yes.
So that might work. I have a feeling that's gonna, because Expand hasn't been showing up as a plugin for me. So I think that's gonna make it work.
Yes. And how did you get to this Avid Link window?
This is just like the first screen that shows up when I open the app, but it's the products tab.
Okay, great. Daniel just found it. Thank you, Georgie.
Of course.
You're helping everybody. Your troubleshooting is amazing.
Thank you.
I have a question again.
Go for it.
I finished, let's say, doing the 7 keys, and then I saved it,
Mhm.
to my like music production folder,
Mhm.
and inside my folder, it shows just, I don't know what it is doing.
Do you
Oh, no, I don't know what's going on.
do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, okay. Because it said that I already had like music, whatever the title that we had already saved. So I just added like a period to save this new one.
Right.
So that's why it looks a little weird also. Okay, you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so here's music production projects, and then
Mhm.
inside is this.
Yes.
But
You
this
wanna-
has the period and this one doesn't. So this is the old one. That's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So it's
I-
just this.
Yeah. So click on that one, and
Oh,
hopefully
you
that'll.
said, remember we said you should say we should send you 2 things?
You want to send me the.
What?
Whoa.
What just happened?
Don't save.
Oh. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. Okay, this baby has
This was happening to me before.
Really?
Yeah, then I hit, oh, what is it? It's like Command Shift Option Q or whatever to force quit Pro Tools. And
Oh, yeah.
then I opened it and then hit Command equal, and then I was good.
Oh, so you might already have Pro Tools open. So click on Pro Tools. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do Command equal now.
I don't know all these command stuff.
That's okay. You're gonna learn them. Okay.
Okay.
So okay, now go to Pro Tools at the top left, and then quit. Because what you did is you just clicked like the out of the window. You didn't click completely out of Pro Tools.
Mm-hmm.
So then save.
Okay.
Okay. So I think what you're gonna want to send me is click on the folder that says first Pro Tools. Yeah.
This one doesn't have the period.
Okay.
Oh, but here it shows this with the period.
Yes. You're gonna
Oh.
want to send me the whole folder.
And this?
So go back. Okay.
Oh, I should send you this.
Send me that. Yeah.
So how do I send it to you?
So I'm gonna invite everybody now to the Google Classroom, and then you can upload your projects to the Google Classroom.
Oh, amazing.
Okay. Cool. And then you're done with the homework for this week.
Yay.
Professor,
Yes.
sorry to cut in like that.
That's okay.
So when we upload this to Google Classroom, we're uploading the actual Pro Tools like file itself.
The folder, the whole folder.
The whole folder. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, and before the class is over, everybody just make sure they got the invitation to the Google Classroom.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you? All right. I'm gonna play. You tell me if I played it right. I don't know. Okay. You listening?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. Is that right?
That's correct.
That's D major. I don't know. I don't know. How do I know which way on the piano I'm supposed to be?
That's D major. You're good.
That's
Oh.
it. Daniel has perfect pitch. I do not. So I'm not. It's a major scale. I know that.
Oh, you know I did it right. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Nice job. Okay, so Daniel, everybody make sure they got the Google Classroom invite so they can upload their assignment for next week.
Professor, so we didn't have to go like up and down, and like repeat the top note and quarter note equals 120.
No, I put that in the directions, but don't worry about it. Just do the major scale.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll be more of a stickler with other assignments, but this one, we're just getting started, so everybody gets a little break.
Do we have to include the metronome when we play it?
It would be good to, but I don't want to stress anybody out right now. So, do you know how, Reem, do you know how to put the metronome in there?
Yeah, we went over that during the break.
Yeah.
I also had a question. I'm trying to upload it and it's like not letting me upload the file, only the specific thing.
Do you want to share your screen? I'm not sure exactly what you mean.
So here I went to browse and then yeah, this is it actually. Let's say go to where is it? Oh, here. So here I would press this.
Right.
But
okay, what happens when you go over one and press the Pro Tools set? Yeah. Okay, that's a pain. Then hit Shift and select everything in there. Yeah.
So it doesn't it only lets me do these two. It doesn't let me do that one.
If you hit click out of there or just click down. Yeah. Okay, so hit session file backups first. Click that. Yeah, and then click. Yeah, click that. Oh. All right, well, for now then just send me the Pro Tools session. Yeah, that's fine. It's going to be more of a problem when we have audio files.
Okay.
Yeah, because audio files aren't saved into the Pro Tools session, so they won't send with it, but MIDI files are. So I'm going to be able to see everybody's project.
Okay.
Cool, you are done. There is a class code. Let me find it. That is the class code. Yeah, so Daniel, just upload the Pro Tools session for now.
Sorry, I don't want to repeat questions.
No.
You said for everyone to upload just the Pro Tools session?
Yeah, so what happens is when you just upload the session, no audio files are included in that. So if I'll show you what I mean. It's easier to show. Let me find something. Okay. Okay. So if I were to just send the Pro Tools session, I'm just sending this. And this includes MIDI information, which is what you're sending me, but it doesn't include audio files, which is going to be really important when we're recording audio. So that's why you always want to send the whole folder. But right now it doesn't really matter. So fine, but it'll be important for us to suss out later on.
Professor, what we could do is like right click the folder and compress it into a zip file.
That is a great idea.
Thank you.
Does everybody know how to do that? So Georgie is doing so wonderful, as you all are. So in order to compress a file, you would go, what do I have? Okay, this like something like this. I would go hit Control on a Mac And then you can go compress and it'll create a zip file. And then you can send that zip file to me. Or you can upload that onto the Google Classroom. And I think hopefully that should work. Daniel, you have a question.
Sorry, I just had it raised from the last time. I always
That's
forget to
okay.
lower it. My bad.
How's everybody doing? Great. If you did your homework and you uploaded it and you're joined with the Google Classroom, you can end early if you want. But if you want to fiddle around in Pro Tools a little more, that's totally cool. I'll stay on.
Okay, so thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tammy, for all your questions. Anybody that signs off, thank you so much. I'm really excited. This is going to be so much fun. And
Thank you so much.
I'll see you all next week via Zoom. If anybody has any questions or hiccups, let me know.